Technology is around to stay. Technology is what drives industry forward, it drives society forward, it drives the economy forward. Right now, financially, we are heading back into another bull market in the stock market. Why? They're completely being driven up by all the tech stocks, particularly Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Google. All the big tech companies become more and more powerful as the tech-led acceleration of the digital economy occurs post-COVID. And that is the way it's going to be, because everything filters up when it comes to resources, capabilities. Basically, 95% of all of the technology that consumers use and the majority of the ecosystems for tech goes into the top 3 or 4 tech companies, right? You think about, you are listening to this most likely on an iPhone or an Android device. Android is owned by Google. Apple iPhone's owned by Apple, right? You're very likely using Chrome as your browser. You very likely at one point you're using very likely a Microsoft desktop if you're not using Mac, right? So again, the big 3 of tech, Apple, Google, Microsoft, the majority of consumer and business tech is amalgamating into these key 3 areas. So when we talk about tech being evergreen, we live in the technocracy. This is a concept that I talked to you guys about a little while ago, where productivity and the development of nations now is heavily tied to our ability to innovate within the technical realms. All of our industry, all of the economy is all built on tech. Culturally, all of our culture is spread through the internet now, right? And now we are in these highly diversified and hyper-personalized ecosystems that have been brought about by the internet, by the capabilities of social media, shifting our interests and the way that we consume media and content into our interest base, right? So we're becoming more and more enclosed in our own little comfortable ecosystem of content that we enjoy every single day. And that is, again, all fed up now through YouTube, which is now beating out all the Zetas. Everyone's on YouTube now. Network TV is dead. Again, technological advancements in networking technology has supplanted traditional broadcast media into the internet streaming, etc. So tech is around to stay. And also, sales is always going to be around to stay as well, because sales is about resolving people's needs. Right? Sales is a function that will always occur in society so long as we have needs and wants. And we will always have needs and wants because the human mind always thinks about the lack in its life, right? When we talk about consumerism and materialism and getting rich and wealthy without meaning, this is what capitalism and Reaganism and postmodernism has told us about, just about this faceless consumption. That is the human condition of lack inside the soul, inside the mind, inside the brain, trying to resolve this insatiable itch to resolve for meaning or purpose or satisfaction. And that's where needs and wants come in, right? So long as we desire things, and so long as there's commerce involved and a value of exchange, we will always have sales. And we will always need people to sell things, because you need the human connection and a human understanding of behavior and needs and wants to be extremely effective at sales, right? Even in the digital world, where, if you buy dumb shit on Instagram or whatever, just random shit on Amazon or whatever, they understand human behavior and human psychology way better than we understand ourselves, right? Branding and marketing is all about understanding the human condition, what we want and need, and how to position things with language, with color, with sound, with location and timing to meet those needs through advertising to sell you products, etc. So when we talk about disruption, where technology is disrupting everything, technology sales will be disrupted to a degree where slowly and surely over the next decade plus, the more commoditized ways to procure, particularly from the consumer and small business markets, which will become increasingly automated, because realistically, what technology is replacing is human labor and human capability in a lot of these ways. So when we get rid of the human cost in a business, which is anywhere from about 30 to 40% usually is salary and wages, and replace it with something that's more consistent, an investment in technology that is significantly cheaper and is much more consistent, can work 24/7, that can operate in this we need it now society, the less human element we've got, the higher the profitability of the product, because there's less cogs involved, because there's less labor involved. Organizations will naturally want to move to AI, to technology solutions that are more resilient, that have more uptime, but make less mistakes, instead of opting for people, right? You know, I follow a lot of newsletters, and I like to think that I'm on the cutting edge, and I'm doing a lot of research into the latest trends in AI, in tech, in business, because that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm trying to push myself into this new realm of becoming a solo entrepreneur in the tech space. Everyone's talking about in AI how it's going to replace hundreds of millions of human jobs, which it will. And even to a point now, if you understand AI and generative AI, and we get to a point where you can understand automation and the intricacies of stitching together applications, I could potentially run a one-person business with myself and a mastery of AI by implementing these systems, you know, building these systems internally in my head, and then understanding how programming and AI works, and then implementing it through the software and the integration of these platforms to automate things like finances, to automate marketing, to automate any function in the business that does not require human intervention necessarily. So if you are looking for, a way forward, again, if you have a burgeoning interest in tech, if you like to understand business, if you like the thrill of the kill, if you are someone that's in sales and you like the idea of talking to people and getting the fucking bag, right? Get into tech sales. It is a great career. I do not dislike what I do. And again, it's not because I'm out there making a buck out of everyone. I have found purposeful and meaningful work in what I do, and I design solutions for people, because this is my MO since day one. I love helping people by solving their problems with technology. And then with this sales course, I'm helping tech sales people by solving their problems with technology, right? It's understanding technology, it's giving them tools, it's giving them an understanding of where tech is going to go, because maybe they have some idea, but they need guidance, right? So that is why you should get into tech sales and the future of it and how it's here to stay.